Hey, Mr. Oscar, how's it going? We're back for another year. Yes, indeed. 2019 was a great year, wasn't it? Yes. There was no host, unfortunately. Maybe they didn't even call me last year. Maybe they could call me on short notice. What was it? 3 more weeks until the Oscars? Yeah, believe it or not, the Oscars will be here as soon as you know, because this time around we're getting an earlier start on February 9th, believe it or not, on that Sunday at 5:30. And beforehand, we could, if you want to, it actually starts kind of before. If you want to watch that red carpet stuff, that stuff usually starts like 2.5, 3 hours, maybe a little more than that. So with that being said, today was a big day. Today is a Monday that the nominations came out for the 2020 award season. So with that being said, let me go ahead and start this, okay? Oh, thank you. Okay, here's my list. Thank you. I'm not talking to anybody. I'm talking to myself, you know that. Okay, so here we are. Okay. How should I start this? I'm gonna do the best picture last, if you don't mind. So I'm gonna make this break off into really good. So let me start off with how about if I start with a best actress in a leading role? I like that one. Okay, so we got Cynthia Erivo for Harriet, Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story, Saoirse Ronan, Little Woman. I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Charlize Theron for Bombshell, and Renee Zellweger for Judy. And if you guys can recall from Renee Zellweger, she actually won that award at the Golden Globes. So, will history repeat itself? I don't know. So, in a different segment, probably later on, I would like to do predictions. I don't really want to do it this one because I want to give the nominations to you guys. For those who haven't heard this morning that actually came out. So, let me go on and move on to another category. Let's go for best actor in a leading role. Okay. So, actor in the leading role, we got Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory, Leonardo DiCaprio for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Adam Driver in Marriage Story, Joaquin Phoenix for Joker, and Jonathan Pryce for Two Popes. Okay, that looks pretty strong category, doesn't it, for the best acting? So we got best actor and best actress now. Let's move on to let's see, and how about the area that I really like is those animation moves are really well done these days, and I think they're really improving these days. It's amazing how far it has CGI has come, believe it or not. You remember if you go all the way back to was it 93 or 94 when Toy Story first came out? It's probably 95. I'm bad with my ears sometimes. Sometimes I'm good, but I think it's around that time. Toy Story really pushed the envelope. Pixar really pushed it, pushing CGI to a new level. So now, to this day and time, they're getting our world really good through the world of animation, I gotta say. Water is just so awesome to see these days now. So with that being said, let me go ahead and check out, see what we got for best animation movie. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, so best animated feature. How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. I Lost My Body, Claws, Missing Link, and Toy Story 4. Now, I find this really interesting. I'm just going to talk a little bit about certain stuff here, but I wanted to point out the movie Claws, in other words, because Claws did not come out to the movie theaters, but it actually hit Netflix. So I'm actually glad to see some movies are actually getting pushed from Netflix to the Academy Awards. I like to see this. And just like, I haven't not got to the best picture, so I'm going to talk about certain stuff. Because if you guys can recall from last year, there was a movie actually nominated for Best Picture last year, just as well. And it was a Netflix movie. And it did not win, of course, but it did get a lot of recognition afterwards, which was really, really, really cool. Okay, so let's move on to a different category here. What do you think is another good category, Mr. Oscar? Of course, I'm not going to get rid of the spot from the statue here. It's a cardboard. Shh, don't tell him that. He's giving me the same look. He's not going to be spawned back. Okay, so let me get into adapted screenplay. Because I did want to talk about something about this area, so let me go with the adapted screenplay. We got The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Woman, and The Two Popes. And how about original screenplay now? We got 1917, Knives Out, Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. Okay, so what do you think we should go from here? Actually, a really cool effect, since I mentioned about CGI, how about I try visual effects here for a second. 1917, Avenger Endgame, The Irishman, The Lion King, and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. That's always a fun little area because this might actually give the chance for Star Wars to actually get recognition from, because Star Wars is like one of the few areas that Star Wars is actually nominated in. Why do I keep talking to him? I know he's not going to respond back. Talk about cinematography for a second, because cinematography is really, it's a good thing to have actually, because that's what helps describe a movie, the scenery and stuff like that of a movie. Why do I keep looking at me? I'm going to look at you guys. You're not looking at me. Talk to the hand. He can't talk anyway, so anyways. Okay, I'm being a little silly now. So cinematography now, how about we start with 1917? The Irishman, Joker, The Lighthouse. Ooh, I haven't seen that Lighthouse yet. Unfortunately, that movie's not nominated for Best Picture, so I might have to check that out otherwise. And the last one in that category is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good category, hey guys. I still haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I can't wait to see that. Do you like to sing, Mr. Oscar? Let's go to the movies. Let's go see the stars. So you actually get the point now. So since we actually doing that, I'm gonna go for the best original song area. So what do we got going here for this? So for Rocket Man, I'm Gonna Love Me Again. Toy Story 4, I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away. And for Frozen 2, Into the Unknown. For Breakthrough, I'm Standing With You. And Harriet, Stand Up. That's a really cool, I like that category. That's really good. Okay, so what else I'm going to do? I'm going to do just a few more here. I'm going to go for actress in supporting role. So for actress in supporting role, we got Kathy Bates for Richard Jewell, Laura Dern for Marriage Story, Scarlett Johansson for Jojo Rabbit. So she's getting nominated for a couple of times, actually. That's cool. Sorry. So no, at this point now, because when I was reading actress in leading role, so she's actually going to be in a leading role in supporting actress. So that's actually pretty cool. So she's getting on in both areas. See how well she does. She is a really talented actress, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this. I still haven't seen Jojo Rabbit either, so I hope that would be cool. I'm interrupting myself through a nomination category. Sorry about that. So Florence plug for Little Woman, and Margaret Robbie for Bombshell. I know I talk too much. I need to stop that sometimes, but I just can't help it. I love the movies. You guys love the movies? If you guys are watching this, yes, you probably love the movies just as much as I do. So, actor in supporting role. That's bad if I can make myself laugh like this. Okay, actor in supporting role. Okay, so where we got here? Tom Hanks for A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Anthony Hopkins for The Two Popes. Al Pacino for The Irishman, Joe Pesci, Irishman, and Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Wow. I'm seeing that there are nominations for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and same for Joker in 1917. Wow. So getting down to this, before I get to the last two for Best Director and Best Picture, I noticed that Joker has been nominated at least 11 times in 11 different areas for these categories. And 1917 is up there for this as well, pretty close to that. It's pretty much up to 10 nominations. That's pretty good. So we got two strong pictures. So before I talk any more about this, let me get down to this Best Director and Best Picture. Okay, so for Best Director, we got Bong Joon-ho for Parasite. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Apologize if I don't. We got Sam Mendes for 1917, Todd Phillips for The Joker, Martin Scorsese as The Irishman, and Quentin Tarantino for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Okay, so we're down for Best Picture. We're getting there. There's a lot more categories. I just don't want to cover everything because, once again, this will be a very long video. But now I'm going to talk about Best Picture. So Best Picture. 1917, Ford vs. Ferrari, The Irishman, Jojo Rabbit, Joker, Little Women, Marriage Story, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Parasite. So I just want to point this out here. Let me keep this list for a second, because this is the one thing I always talk about in the past with people, because 9 pictures is a lot, yes. And with that, there's always, of course, one winner. But I'd always say before, I don't know how long the Oscars have actually been doing this for, but before, I think it might have been 6 or 7 years ago. Before that, they were broken up in 2 different areas. And that's the reason I wanted to talk about original screenplay and adapted screenplay, because that's where if you recall when I was mentioning this movies to you guys, the movies were nominated. The best pictures were nominated in that area. So I really wish the Academy Awards would once again break this down in the right area for original screenplay and adapted screenplay, because these movies are totally different from each one. And I feel there should be 2 winners. With 9 movies, no. I really feel there should be 2 winners in this category. Break it back down again to 5 or 4 pictures if you got to. But I feel, yeah. And the cool thing too, I mentioned earlier too, because about Claws being nominated, which is a Netflix movie. The Irishman is actually a Netflix movie just as well. And I feel this is really cool that once again we get another movie nominated for in this area. Because last year, if you guys recall, there was a movie nominated just as well. It did not win, but it did get a lot of attention afterwards. I'm drawing a blank right now, so sorry about that, because I know which movie it is, but the title is not in my head right now. But if you guys are watching, you kind of know what I'm talking about. And I think this might be a pretty cool year, in other words, though. So I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping this up, because I feel this is really the best time of the season, for believe it or not. We're on the road to the Oscars. And with that being said, whoa, what's going on here? Oh, I'm getting an award for something here. So I'm getting an award for my Oscar here. I do want to actually talk about this because, believe it or not, for those who are watching this for the first time, I'm getting ready to pass my 3rd year on my YouTube channel. And this has been a great for me and for you guys for actually watching this. I really think this is cool that you're making this happen. I feel this is great, a really great thing. I've really changed myself within the years, and I think this is, see, I'm tearing up just like anybody who would actually talk about their Oscars. But I think this is really cool, and I really gotta say, keep it up. I love it. Make sure to, if for those who haven't watching for the first time, subscribe and give me the thumbs up about this video. I think this is really cool. So once again, I know I wanted to give a little award to myself because I thought 3 years is really good. And I'm still going strong on the station. I hope you guys, everybody out there, is still watching. And for those who haven't, start watching. I'm trying to bring light to this, my videos, stuff like that. You might see a different side of me coming out this year that you have not ever seen before. This is kind of like right now. So once again, I can put this away here for a second. I want to say my name is Ryan Kretsch. Thank you for watching my station here on Ryo Vision. And Mr. Oscar and I, we'll see you at the Oscars. So I'll see you guys at the movies, and I'll see you next time. Make sure to give me the thumbs up and subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Bye.